Hello and welcome back to INMR, where in today's podcast I'm joined by Gemma Moss as we decide who Arsenal should keep and sell this summer. So we're going to go through all of the players in the Arsenal squad, one-word answers unless it's like a bigger talking point. So we'll start off with David Raya.
I think we're keeping him anyways, but I'd keep him.
Aaron Ramsdale.
I think it's one of those things that's more down to if he'd want to be on the bench as technically the number two. I think number two, Raya Ramsdale's your two goalkeepers. I think perfect, but it's whether or not he'd want that, which I don't think he would. But I'd say keep.
So when Raya initially came in, what were your thoughts? Because that was like a huge talking point, because Ramsdale had a great season before.
I was always Ramsdale because I just felt so bad. So I was like, he was such a good season last season. But I think when he's come back, obviously I know playing time's not really helped, but even the stats, I think they do gloss over Raya a bit, because I mean, I know he's like got all these clean sheets, but look at the defence. So I think if Ramsdale had the defence, then, but I think with Raya there is more calmness. So it was all just a bit weird, but you've got to trust Arteta. So
Zinchenko.
I'd sell him, I think. I don't know. I think if you could get like good 20-30 million for him, sell him. This might just be recency bias, but I don't remember this season him having a game like last season. He had the United game, the Newcastle game, where he was world class, where he was the best player on the pitch by miles. Whereas this season he hasn't had those games. I think I'd sell him, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans would kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I agree as well. Cedric Suarez.
Sell.
Yeah, taking up the wage. Tomiyasu.
I'd keep him. I love him, honestly. I know he's injury prone and everything, but he's so versatile. He can play left back, right back, defender, midfield. Like keep him 100%.
Yeah, very underrated. Ben White.
Keep. I think, especially after the Dubai trip, his levels been quality.
Gabriel.
Keep 100%.
These are easy ones now. Timber.
I mean, hopefully he can play a bit more. Keep.
Saliba.
Keep.
Jakub Kiwior.
Keep him. I think he's still got, I feel like there's still levels. He can still get better, but no better way than really to do it around this Arsenal squad, I think. And I think he has shown he can fill in whenever we have injuries in the back line.
Yeah, I've liked him this season. He's stepped up quite a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Jorginho.
Keep. And hopefully we extend his contract, because I think it goes up this summer anyway.
Elneny.
Sell him, which is so sad, because honestly he's a top player. He's such a professional.
Yeah, he's had his time, hasn't he? Thomas Partey.
I would say I'd keep him. Obviously I know Ideal World you want to keep him, but I think if an offer does come around 30-40 million, you'd sell him.
Back to the easy ones. Odegaard.
Keep.
Declan Rice.
Keep.
Has he been the signing of the season?
100%, especially like, I know it's 100 million, which isn't cheap, but no one's talking about how much he cost. I think he's definitely been signed this season, especially if we do come away with a league. Yeah,
like you say, it says a lot when no one's talking about an £100 million price tag. Kai Havertz.
Keep him.
Emil Smith-Rowe.
I'd keep him. I mean, again, I think it's the same with Ramsdale. I think it's, if he wants playing time and to be starting all the time, then obviously for his own benefit he'd probably want to go somewhere else, but a good player to have on the bench, especially with the homegrown status as well.
Yeah, do you think maybe, like, obviously he played well against Luton, he's definitely got the ability. Do you think a loan move would be more suitable?
No, only because I think he's getting to that age now. I know he's still so young, but you see all the players these days, I think he's getting to that age now where a permanent move is probably best. And I think we risk, if we send him out on loan and him not doing as well or getting injured again, I think you risk, you're kind of losing the value. I know that's a really sad thing to think about, but I think a loan move would just be a waste of time.
So another one that's pretty similar, so we'll go straight to him. Reiss Nelson.
I'd keep him. I'm a massive fan of Reiss. Like, he's probably not one of my favourite players, that's a bit far, but I think he is. I think he's underrated for what he does as well. He is getting to that age now where he probably would want to play more, and I would love to see him at maybe like a Brighton or something. Would you take him at Brighton?
100%. We've been linked with him for so long, and I think he'd do unreal with us. Hopefully this year, but
I think
we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I think we could get 20. I know it's a bit for 25-30 million for him, especially in this saturated market. 100%.
Definitely, I'd be buzzing. Fabio Vieira.
Keep him for one more season.
Yeah, fair enough. Leandro Trossard.
Keep him.
That's a joke. Gabriel Jesus.
I'd keep him. I know people get a bit more frustrated with him, especially recently, but I would keep him.
So obviously we're going to move on to potential signings in a minute. If you do bring in like a proper 9, like natural born goal scorer. Where does Jesus fit into the team?
A lot of people have been saying that, but I think if you're going to be a team like, for example, Manchester City, they have a world-class bench and a world-class starting 11. Like, I think it's just one of those things where it's just they're like, well, just because we get that clinical finisher doesn't mean our other strikers that are obviously like really good, like Jesus, like you've seen what he's won and everything, has to go. I think is the thing Arsenal fans have got to like recently as well. I think because we haven't had this good of a team, it's one thing we've got to adapt to and learn to, that you're not just going to have a good starting 11, you need to have the bench as well.
Fair enough. That's not the answer I was expecting, but fair enough. Eddie Nketiah.
I think for the past 2 seasons, I've just not really rated him. I just think don't get me wrong, he can show that he's a good finisher, but you see some of the chances last season, like everyone says that it was our injuries in defence that lost us the league last season, but you see some of the chances Eddie missed up front. Like, it's just, yeah, and I know you got the hat-trick against Sheffield United. Like, it was a good hat-trick, don't get me wrong, but again, Sheffield United, they're a championship level club. You can excel in a different team. In Brighton, maybe, would you have him?
No,
and I think if
no
you
chance.
say no, then that just shows it. Yeah, exactly. That just shows it. Why should he be at Arsenal?
Right, final 2. We got Bukayo Saka.
Keep him 100%.
Martinelli.
Not even and keep him 100%. I know again his numbers not been the same, but I think in and out of the team's never really helped anyone.